Hi and welcome to how to build an e-commerce website using Django and Vue.js. In this video I'm going to use Django for the backend and Vue.js for the frontend. I'm also going to use Stripe as a payment gateway. How will I create the different parts of this series? I will begin by setting up the project and configure it. Then I will be building the e-commerce slowly, piece by piece, where I try to explain to you everything I do and why I do certain things. At the end, I will set up a production area with GUnicorn, Nginx and superuser. I'm going to explain everything as good as I can, so hopefully you shouldn't feel lost during this series, even if you're a beginner. What will the e-commerce have? It will have multiple products and multiple categories. I'm going to add a shopping cart, which we're going to update using Vue.js and Axios to talk to the backend. I want to make it possible to have coupons so you can give discounts to your customers. I'm going to use Stripe as the payments integration. I'm going to create an account there and show you how everything there is done. I'm also going to do some cool customizations to the Django admin interface to keep track of orders and similar. And I'm going to add much more cool functionalities to the website. The store I'm going to build will be called Soul Gadgets, like it's all gadgets. Today I'm going to go over these tasks. I'm going to create a virtual environment. I'm going to install Django and create a project, set up the database, create the superuser so I can log into the Django admin interface, create a folder for all of the Django apps to have a good structure. I'm going to create a folder and the Django app for the core views, like the front page and similar. Also going to create a view for the front page so I can see it with a very basic template, and then I'm going to check that everything is working. So the first thing to do is to create a virtual environment. You don't have to do this, but I always recommend that you do it because it makes things so much easier when you're going to deploy the project and similar. To create a virtual environment, you write virtual env and then the name. I want to call this Soul Gadgets 364, which is the Python version that I'm running, and hit enter. And when that's installed, I can go into it, Soul, like that, and activate it by running source bin activate. And this is prefixed, which means that now I'm inside the virtual environment, and Python packages I install will just be installed here and not globally for every other users and similar. So then I can say done here, and the next part is to install Django and then create a project. To install Django, I just say pip install Django. And this will install the newest version, which currently is 3.1. It will also install some other dependencies that Django 3 has. If you haven't used pip or virtual environments before and don't understand everything here, it's not very important to understand everything because it might get more clear when you have done it a couple of times. And then I'm going to create a Django project, Django admin, start project, Soul Gadgets, which is the name of the store I'm building. So there it is. I can go inside here and check out that there's a file and a folder. The manage.py is almost like the brain of the whole project, which I'm going to use to create database, talk to the backend and similar. Inside Soul Gadgets we have a ASGI file, which is a server file. I want to come back to this in a later episode, and that's the same with the WSGI. It's also a server file. Settings file is configuration for the whole project, and urls.py is a table of contents for all the pages in the project. The files might seem overwhelming at the beginning, but I will come back to every one of them and explain more about them. So then I can say done here. To create the database, I just say python manage.py make migrations. There are no changes now because I haven't done anything yet. So then I can say python manage migrate. And this created a db.sqlite3. This is a great database for development. When we go into production, I will change this to MySQL. So when we do changes to the database, we always do this to make sure that we create the migrations file, and then we do this to include the migrations files inside the database. And then all the tables are created. Okay, so now the database is set up, so we can create a superuser, which is the admin user for the admin interface. Python manage.py create superuser. I want to use admin at solgadgets.com, and the password. Oops. Like that. I will come back to the use of this later. But we can set that task to done. Then I want to create a folder inside the root, just called apps, because I want all of Django's apps to be placed in there, so I don't have too much in the root folder. Done. And then I create one more folder inside there called core, and inside there, no, I want to use this folder, and I want to use this folder as the folder for the core app. To create the app, I say python manage start app, select that it's going to be inside there, and call it core. No, sorry, that's wrong. The name is core and the place is there. Like that. So inside apps core, I have a couple of new files. I will come back to all of these files later. Don't have to be too overwhelmed by them right now. So I can set this to done, and inside that app I want to create one more folder, apps core templates. Django will automatically look for a templates file inside all of the apps. Okay, so then I can go to Visual Studio Code. So I have the project open here to the left, and inside the templates folder I want to create one more file called base.html. This will be the base file for the whole project. I have already created some HTML. I'm going to copy this and paste it here. So the first thing I do here is to set up the doc type, and then the head, where I have two meta tags, just to set the UTF-8 and make it responsive. I also set the title tag to Soul Gadgets, and then a link to Bulma, which is a CSS framework I'm going to use for this project. So I'm going to include a link to this in the description, and inside body you have some Bulma tags. I create a nav bar at the top, which is going to work as the menu. This will be the logo to the left. And then I have this, which is the hamburger menu when you're on mobile phones. So when you click this, it will toggle and show the mobile menu. Below here, I create a menu. This is going to be on the right side of the screen. And add just a contact link there for now. I will show you this in a while. This is just to make sure that I have some space around all of the content. This is a Django template tag. So when I create other templates, I want to extend this base.html file. And I have a block here, which I will be used to put content inside here, so I don't have to write all of this for all of the templates file. You will probably understand more in just a while when I go to the next task, which is to create the front page view. So inside here, I create one more file, frontpage.html. On top here, I want to extend base.html. So Django now knows that I will see for base.html inside all of the templates folder, and will automatically find this and extend it. And then I create the block content as well here, and block. And here I can say h1 class title the front page and save. So all the content I have here will be automatically placed inside here. Then I need to create a view, which is something Django uses to generate the HTML. Def front page, pass in the request parameter, return, render, pass in the request again, and then front page.html, and that's it. So this is the view for the front page. This is the name, and now we just render using the request and the front page.html file. Then the last thing I need to do is to go to Sol Gadgets, find the URLs file. Here I want to import the front page view we just created from apps.core import front page. I need to create a path. Since this is the front page, I don't want to have anything inside there because I want the URL to be empty. Then I pass in the view and create a name so I can use it as a reference other places. And the last thing I need to do now before I can check that it's working is to go to settings.py and tell Django that we have an app called core inside an apps folder. So then I can set done here, and if I now go here, I hopefully can say python manage.py run server. Okay, there was an error. Yes, because I forgot to add something there. It's URLs dot views, because the front page view is placed in the views folder. Run the server again. Everything is working. This is a local development server that Django has. If I go to Chrome now, paste in, you will see that I have a nav bar at the top and the front page. Perfect. I also created the admin user, which you can log in to check. Then, so you just go to the URL, you copy it here, /admin, and will automatically be sent to the login page. So now you can log in with the super user you created. Here you will see a very simple admin interface with the user we created. Sorry, I have a little bit small screen now, but it probably looks a little bit better with you. Down here will come orders, products and similar later in this project. But for now everything seems to be working. I can change the nav bar to is dark. So we have a dark. No, that's not working. Dark. Okay, there. Probably just was cached or something. I can also do one more thing, and that's this to create a contact page, so you see a little bit more about the views and the templates. First thing I do then is to create a new file, contact.html. I can just copy this because I want to do the same thing here. Contact form, information, etc. and save. So it still extends the base.html, uses the block content to put content inside the section class. Next step is to create the view, def, contact, request, return, render, request, contact.html, which is the file we just created. Then the third step was to go to URLs, import this view. Now the path will look a little bit different because I want to use /contact here, pass in the view and then the name, which is contact, and save. So it's not working yet because I haven't told this to link to the contact page. So if I go back to base.html and inside this link href, I use a Django tag URL and then I pass in the name like that. So URL is a function that will generate the path to this, and the name here is what I pass in there. If I save this now, I refresh the browser and click contact, you will see that I'm redirected to /contact and that this content is put there instead of the front page. You can also change this to URL front page. I could have it just a slash, but I like that it's like this. And that was it for the first part. I hope you liked it, and if you haven't already subscribed, I would be very happy if you do. Also, if you liked the video, please hit like below and share the video with your friends. See you next time.